It is too hot. Absolutely too hot. Hello and welcome to June. I am currently in my toddler's bedroom because it is one of the only rooms in the house that has aircon. This is England. We don't normally do aircon, but we decided we were going to put it in Rupert's room because we love and adore him, and the back of our house faces south, right the sun. And we have aircon in the kitchen, but also we put in a lot of windows in a kind of orangery style, because that's really good in winter. You know, it gets the light in, because it's also very cold and grey in England, and that was great. But now it's summer and we are boiling. This ramble was an apology in advance for the fact the aircon is actually on, even though I'm recording a video, because I can't turn it off. I will boil alive, because then I'll get a migraine. Not particularly proud of that part of my body, but there are many other things that I am proud of this month, and also why you should feel proud this month. So, this video is generally about my favourites, the things I've loved, the things I've liked, the things I think are brilliant this month. However, sometimes it's good to talk about things we don't love. And thus we come to the Target Pride collection. Let's tear it apart together. Corporate investment in queer products and aesthetic comes at a price, and the queer artists who designed Target's 2024 Pride collection know all about that. They're accusing the company of watering down or just plain scrapping product after the Pride collection controversy last year. If you missed it, right-wingers were angry that children were learning acceptance is good. So let's see, shall we? Ombre cups. It's okay, but now you need to find LGBTQ+ friends of every type, seen here, so that everyone has a glass and no one gets confused. 2 lesbian friends? What a shame, you'll have to kick one out of the group. The rainbow bag. This is objectively the worst bag I've ever seen. Why is the strap so heavy when the bag itself is translucent? Is this meant to be a bondage thing? It doesn't actually close. How likely are my things to get stolen in the crowd at Pride? With this monstrosity, very. I Am Valid shirt, designed by queer goth artist Girls Spells. I don't know how to say 3 R's in a row. Girl Spells. Girl. It was originally meant to say, protect trans lives, but instead, Target went with this. Okay, when Target's 2023 Pride collection dropped, it garnered a pretty angry backlash and boycott from a certain crowd, along with bomb threats. Because, you know, sure, that's great. Underpaid workers at Target really deserve it. And the company pulled a number of products, particularly the ones relating to trans identities. Of course they did. And I get that they don't want people attacking their displays again, but come on, don't half-arse it. Girl Spells were meant to have 15 items in the collection, but the other 14 were axed. The "you did not unalive yourself" card. Well, actually designed by a queer artist, yay, points for that. Negatives. Said artist, the Peach Fuzz, submitted 20 designs and only 2 pretty watered down versions made it. That is a dig at the company, not the artist. Boo. Check out their Support All Your Sisters mug, now missing its important second line, not just your sisters. By itself, it is lovely and personal as mass-marketed merch, just kind of thrown in amongst some half-arsed rainbows. It's a choice. Equality. Equal-itty shirt. Itty al? Is the rainbow upside down because we're all sad queer dyslexics? I hate it. Rainbow maxi dress. All Pride clothing this year is adult-sized. Because, as we all know, queers never have children they wish to coordinate with as a family in adorable matching outfits for the Pride parade. This is not, by the way, a rainbow dress. It has white lines between the colours. It's just a stripy, indecisive dress that couldn't choose a colour palette. Shirt and shorts. These are pyjamas that Target's attempting to convince you to wear outside and promising your friends won't notice. But I think even the beer and football lesbians are going to give you a slow head shake on this one. Nightgown. There's just a big shirt. Nothing to do with Pride. I promise. They're pretending it is. It says gay and tired. No. Please don't attack the display, you unhinged homophobes. It's giving charcuterie. So is meat queer? is the joke that we're all vegans. Did someone at Target just really want this in their home, and the only way their boss would allow it was to make it part of a bigger collection? Is there actually a deeper meaning, and the board is merely the first clue in a long line of mysteries that will take us on a quest to the Amazon jungle, and then finally deep into a pyramid to uncover riches beyond our imagining? Don't worry about those being on different continents. There was a cut screen in between. Movie star Featherly Friend. Is this pride? Am I proud? Do I want to buy her? Yes. Is this making me feel good for being gay? No. But she does have a rainbow tent, so I guess that's kind of gay. Is she Tippi Hedren in The Birds? This is a very obscure classic queer reference, no? I know Target drops the birds for every holiday, but I mean, they could have leaned harder into the gayness for this one. Where's the RuPaul bird? They are taking the easiest possible merch route through the community, but nothing too supportive as to be offensive and upset the socially conservative types. But Target, you can sell gay merch to gays. The conservatives aren't buying it. Target contacted most of the artists over a year ago. They were initially excited to work with a big company, knowing it would make their products more accessible to the queer and trans community and bring them greater visibility. But then, last Pride collection, people got upset, and suddenly Target dropped support for the community. So, unfavourite to you, Target. Greetings! Meet one of my favourite dresses. Since so many of you ask where my dresses come from, I thought I'd actually start telling you rather than letting people ask in 20 different comments first and then eventually getting around to putting it in the description where nobody looks and notices. This one's from Miss Candy Floss. Right, time to get mushy. So, one of the things that makes me proud, other than having grown a tiny human and kept him alive for 3 years. And he has another parent, so to be fair, we are equally to be applauded for his continued existence. Is this YouTube channel. It's you. She's talking out of the camera. She's talking in third person. She's, technically there isn't actually a fourth wall on YouTube, so there's nothing to break. That's why we have very parasocial relationships here, because we can be sat in bed together talking to each other. You'll be watching me in my bed whilst you're in your bed. What nefarious deeds could we get up to together? What revolution could we be starting? But I am genuinely very proud of my job and of how far I've come since uploading my very first YouTube video all those years ago, to the extent that this month I was able to host an actual event for YouTube creators, for YouTube, at Google HQ in London. Yes, we've made it, pals. I was specifically hosting a creator collective event for the women of YouTube. And since it was London based, it was mainly British YouTubers, but I know that of course that there are different events going on around the world. It was a big deal. So obviously, one of my favourites this month, I got paid by YouTube to do a YouTube thing. YouTube events have always meant a lot to me. If you've ever been a clubby, part of the Kellgren-Fozard club, who sees the monthly behind the scenes videos of what I get up to, which by the way, I have been putting out since 2018, 6 years. It's been 6 years of behind the scenes videos. If you would like to become a member, even for 1 month, you gain access to all of those videos. I don't know that you could watch them all in 1 month. If you have the time, go for it. But if you have been a member ever and watched those videos, you will see the number of YouTube events that I have been to over the years and thoroughly enjoyed. So you'll know that hosting one was for me very exciting and a very big deal. Now I love these events, not just because you get to meet with people who work at YouTube, at Google, ask them the important questions. What is the best thing to do with my thumbnails this month? How exactly are we titling videos now? And find out the latest on what was going to be new on the platform, like shorts. Yes, I knew about shorts before anyone else because I went to a YouTube event. But also, these events are an amazing opportunity just to meet other creators and socialize and really learn from the people who do what you do, which is invaluable when you have a job that is a bit different. It's a bit different. I still today have interesting times trying to explain what it is that I do when I meet new people, which I now have to do a lot more of because I have a child. And you stand there at the school gate and you're like, oh yeah, so what do you do? Human rights lawyer? Oh, I'm a YouTuber. Okay. And then they ask you a million questions and I'm like, oh, I didn't know I was going to be grilled about my finances or my work-life balance today, but here we go. Unlike more traditional career paths, there aren't as many people that you can reach out to and find out top tips, top career tips for what life is like being a YouTuber. So these events are really special and really invaluable to me because I have just met so many amazing people over the years and learnt such incredible information from who is the best accountant? People who work in online spaces. Yes, you do need a special accountant who knows about what you do. For ages I used Claudia's accountant, who was a dental accountant. He had no idea what I was doing. And then I switched to a new accountant who actually is a specialist YouTuber accountant. I've learned from other creators that I met at these kind of events how to actually properly structure my work-life balance. Shout out to Hannah Witten for always reminding me to keep my work-life balance. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. A good 2/3 of my friend group today, of the people that I consider really close friends, are also YouTubers that I met through these events. So I can say for sure that they help you form and build lasting bonds. I highly recommend the events, so I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. Definitely go check them out. See if there's something that interests you. I'm sure there will be. Also, they have really nice food. It's Pride Month. In case you haven't noticed. I know maybe you haven't. Not everyone celebrates Pride Month. I mean, I say celebrates like it's Christmas. It's not really gay Christmas. I do have a friend who calls it gay Christmas. She doesn't give me a present though. I should bring this up with her. Back to gay Christmas though. Do you want to know the most exciting thing that happened this month? My little one turned 3. He turned 3. How did that happen? Unclear. Where does the time go? I don't even know. And obviously being 3, he got a whole range of different presents and gifts and blah blah blah. He didn't get the one thing that he did ask for, which was a baby sister, but work in progress. However, one of his presents I wanted to share with you because I think it's really great. Rupert has for a long time been a big fan of language. Any words, he would like to pluck them from the air and bring them inside his brain to catalogue them and keep them. He's also very excited and interested in the idea of learning to read, which is a process that he is just kind of doing himself a bit. I give him the phonics, the letters, and then he sort of puts them together himself. It's a little difficult because my phonological awareness, as professionally tested, is under 1%. I filled our house with books to help him learn phonics. Like fun books that use different phonetic things. Phonics rhyming. I'll put them in the description below in case you also either are a parent who has a hearing difficulty or a language difficulty or both. Rupert really lucked out. One deaf mum and one mum with a language impairment. Excellent, excellent. Or you happen to be someone who would like to improve your own skills, because I've really found that my phonological awareness has increased since trying to help Rupert with his. But it's not just books that have been really helpful. So knowing that he's a big fan of language, he was very kindly gifted this lovely game from a friend of ours for his birthday. And I am such a fan of this because he loves puzzles. He loves anything where you've got to put the pieces in, find out the story. And it's individual boards that have the spaces to put your letters on. Then you get to rummage in here to find your letter and put it on. And once you've built your word, you can then sound it out yourself, which of course is made by, where's the sticker? Melissa and Doug, who make so many wonderful children's toys that are educational in a very sly way. Kind of toys my parents would let me have. We were only allowed educational toys. I would obviously also highly recommend sign language with your child to aid in learning letters. And it's also really helpful whenever you're having communication difficulty with a toddler, because they can be a little tricky to understand exactly what they're saying in certain moments. So if I ask him, if he says a word to me and I'm just not able to lip read it, I'm just not getting it, I'll ask him whether it starts with a B or a V, and then he can sign to me the sound, and then I will be able to understand. Aids greatly in lessening toddler upsets from "you don't understand me." Toddlers are really just tiny teenagers, so misunderstood. So, obviously, we couldn't get to the third year of my child's life without bringing back the M word. I say bring it back. Yeah, so Montessori, it's a big thing. It's a big thing for me. It's a big thing for us as a family. For those of you who don't know, Claudia and I kind of discovered our deep and abiding love for the Montessori principles of education whilst trying to conceive Rupert. It was over 4 years ago. It was a while ago. We've read many books about Montessori, surrounding concepts, gentle parenting, authoritative parenting, unconditional parenting. If you would like a video, by the way, about books that have made us decide to parent the way we parent, then let us know. And he goes to a Montessori school. We very much still align with Montessori. And it's very interesting having a baby and talking to other parents, and it's very interesting the difference having a toddler and talking to other parents. He doesn't really feel much like a toddler. I guess a child. I mean, I get that he's 3 and that's a toddler age. I feel like Montessori toddlers are a bit different to other toddlers in that I feel like toddlers who are Montessori'd leave the baby stage quite quickly because they have so much independence and they feel this very intrinsic, I must do everything myself very early on and very quickly. And for them it's all about like, I must dress myself, I must make my own food, I must carry my plate to the table, I must take my plate away from the table, I need to clean my areas, which is delightful. It's great. Not complaining that he sees dirt on the floor and brings out his own mini hoover and like hoovers up the spilt crumbs and then brings out a squeezy bottle and like, that's lovely, that's brilliant. But you do sometimes look at other people's toddlers at the same age and go, oh, I'd like to hold your child. It's quite sweet. So Montessori principles. If you don't know what Montessori is, I do have a video explainer here in this corner. I'll link it in the description down below. Traditionally is used in a classroom setting, but it seamlessly does fit into your home life as well. Essentially, it's about making things child-centric and the belief that children are not empty vessels that we fill with information, but instead have an intrinsic motivation and knowledge from within themselves that they can use to learn how to navigate the world. The key aspects of Montessori at home are having routines that children can anticipate, making sure that you have furniture in the house that is sized to them or can be easily accessed by them. So I'm not saying all your kitchen counters need to be low down, but having a kitchen tower that they can climb up. This is the kitchen tower, by the way, for those of you who don't know. And then they stand there, they can still work at the kitchen island. Rupert loves his, he just moves it all around the kitchen. If you leave a cupboard door open, even if it's the highest cupboard door in our kitchen, he will drag his tower over there, climb on up and shut it for you. Heaven forbid you leave something out of place. That's also a key part of Montessori. A place for everything. How does this relate to my favourites of the month? Well, he is now 3. Of all the books that we read and went through together, a lot of them are very much about the theory, it's very much the psychology of a child, the educational practice, and not a wonderful amount of how do we actually do this. After the Montessori toddler came out and we loved it, and it changed how we spoke to Claudia's nephews who were toddlerish at the time before Rupert was born, which really helped. The Montessori baby came out, I think like 2 weeks before Rupert was born. That was amazing. We really used that for when he was tiny. And now the Montessori child has come out just as he turns 3. This book covers the 3 to 12 year time period. Within Montessori, there are periods of development for children, and 3 to 6 is one block of developmental period. And then there's sort of 6 to 9, then 9 to 12, but really elementary age. And this book wonderfully covers both their children's house and elementary experience. and has not only like what is going on in their little minds, helping you as an adult decipher. Because within Montessori there are various ways that we speak to our children, from not praising their intelligence and beauty, but rather praising their effort. If they are looking for praise, if they're not looking for praise, back off, leave them be. To finding the way to aid your child in doing things safely without always saying no. Personally, Montessori does work for every family, but it doesn't work for every parent. From my experience of friends having babies, Claudia and I loved having something that we could turn to for everything. You know, like whenever we had a question, what is the Montessori answer for this? We could find it. Some of our friends preferred not knowing, and that's how they found it easiest to be parent. I think, hey, whatever is easiest for you. I think as a disabled parent, Montessori is much easier for me, but again, that probably won't be for everyone. Have ADHD? Have you tried Montessori? Montessori yourself, it works well. Anyway, yes, I'm supposed to be telling you about this particular book though. Simone Davies and Junifer Ezerdike, this particular book, because it's the 3 to 12 age range, is all about just helping your children to be capable and creative and not lose their incredible little sparks that they have when they're these brilliant little toddlers, and instead keep that deep empathy and compassion and their brilliance, and it has genuine, like, you know, here is the Montessori wisdom, here is what Maria Montessori said on this, here is the history, but also very updated to modern day. How much independence do we give our child and how much do we not, considering Montessori was writing 100 years ago and her world's very different to ours. Our children have the ability to have more freedom, but also less freedom, because the world is just so different. There are lots of bus routes, yay, you can go on a bus, but also there are a lot more cars. The world is a bit scarier. It's very big roads. You might get hit by a car. Please be very careful. So many things to think about, and I just think this book takes a lot of the wisdom and actually parcels it out to you in a way that applies to modern life. It's good. It's a good one. Makes parenting a more fulfilling and joyful experience. That's really high praise, actually. Wow. That's a good sentence. Should put that in the book. When it came to having a child, one of the most important things for me was building a library of books for him and instilling a love reading and literature and just the care, the tenderness of a book within him. It's just how I was raised. It's the culture of my family, if you will. The religion of my family is books. You can hit each other in the face, but don't you dare fall down the corner of a page. Sacrilege. But anyway, I'm building a library of books with families that were diverse and interesting and looked like his family was really important to me. And I did initially worry about finding those books, but I feel even in the 3 years that Rupert's been alive, I've seen such almost an explosion in the works that are available, and it brings me so much joy and it makes me so happy. And I mean, I got to be a judge on the Inclusive Books for Children Awards, and it just was wonderful to see that not only is there representation when it comes to a diversity of ethnicities and religions now in children's literature, but there's also disability representation that isn't just, there's that disabled kid in class in the wheelchair. They're essentially a prop, or the kid with Downs. Is it just me, or do adverts love that now? I'm like, could we give people names, storylines, even active roles? And it is changing, and that's wonderful. Wonderful to see. Thank you. Love it. Love to see it. And of course, there are some beautiful, wonderful books now about families with 2 mums, and Rupert can read those books and see other kids like him. We all want to see ourselves represented, and it means a lot. And we also want to see pride in our community. We want to feel joy, and we want to share joy with our children as well, which is why I have made a list of the best children's books for Pride Month, and I've made a short. You can, I don't know, click here, or it's in the description, or it will probably pop up somewhere after this video. But all the books will also be linked down below. They're my favourites. I tried to go through and have something for each age group as well. Have a look, have a see. And so we come to the 5th favourite of the month, a beauty product that, yes, that one. Are you even showing the correct side? Okay, hello. Yes, Claudia insists that I talk about her favourite new face care product.
Smells
really
I'm so into it. So nice. I even told, like, as soon as I opened it, I said to Jessica, wow, I think, you know, like those adverts for like Olay, and it was like, give your mother the cream she wants, and it's like about how it's like generational cream because it's so great. This is my cream. I will use this when I'm an old lady.
Okay, it's from, it's not from Olay, it's from Elemis.
No, it's not.
And I really like, to be honest, Rupert and I really enjoy this beautiful pink packaging. It's our favourite colour, as Rupert tells everyone. But it does smell really good. It smells so good. Oh, it's roses, and Claudia is obsessed.
Isn't it good?
So good, darling. It's really good, darling. It's really good.
I've
so
never
nice.
been into like a beauty product as much as this one.
I've never been into anything as much as this one.
It must bring me like happy memories or something.
Maybe your mother's face smelled like that.
Maybe she wore this. But I don't think if she did.
I think this is a new product.
If she did, it wouldn't have had this pink, because I would have remembered that. I feel like my mum, I feel like she just tried lots of different things, whatever was on offer, to be honest.
So we got this cream, got hold of this on our trip to Cornwall as part of our beautiful spa day retreat.
Very kindly gifted to us by St Michael's. Because we went and used their spa, and they use all, how do you say it? Elemis products.
Elemis.
And I had a facial with it, and I was like, I love it.
Yeah, and then she was like, I must slather myself in it twice a day, every day, forever.
Well, apparently this one has been actually proven to, when you've used it for 28 days consecutively, your skin is actually like more hydrated.
Wow.
And the lady who did my facial said I had dry skin.
You do?
So I'm just like, well, I've been told by an expert to put it on my face twice a day.
My goodness.
For a minimum of 28 days.
Okay then.
It's not been 28 days yet, and I'm still really into it, so that's good.
Excellent. Hopefully you won't lose interest.
I don't know, 28 days is my peak, really, isn't it? And I move on to the next thing.
Sometimes your interests really go and go. So this could be one of them. Yeah, check back in 50 years. Yep. Remind me, 50 years.
I'm glad you think I'm going to be an old lady in 50 years.
Yeah.
Not like 30 years.
Well, when do you think you'll be an old lady?
I don't know, like in my 70s. Class myself as old.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you'll be an old lady when you're 70.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd like to be a grandma
50.
by the time in my mid-70s.
Yes, we would. Should we put a request in now?
Yes. Grandchild, buy me my Elemis cream for my 70th birthday.
If you're wondering, darling, what to get... Wait, what do we call you? Pawpaw?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're wondering what to get Pawpaw for Christmas, this cream. This cream, darling.
Yeah, they definitely look through the archives of our videos to find out what I would like.
You don't know. You don't know what the grandchildren do these days.
I really want Pawpaw to feel like she was 36 again.
I want her to feel loved, cherished. Hey, also, these are our faces. This is what we used to look like before all the wrinkles. I mean, not you.
I don't have any wrinkles. Yeah, I look exactly the same. I've been using this cream every day for twice a day.
Yeah, maybe I should think about this.
You should. You'll be watching this video and won't regret and being, why didn't I use that cream?
Huh.
By the way, this video is not even sponsored by this cream.
No, it's really not. I'll put a link in the description, but that's just in case you want to get it yourself and apparently not age for 50 years.
Right, I think that's probably enough about the cream.
Yeah.
I will go back Do what I was
Get
doing.
back in your hole.
Yeah, I'll get back in the back.
Wait. Oof. So, I was going to include like, oh, I've got some new fun migraine injections as one of my things this month. I'm looking down at the injection site in my leg. Weird. Which I'm not going to show you because it ended up being really close to my nickel line. And it's now a big bruise with a red bit in the middle. But anyway, got some new injections for my migraines. Hopefully that means that they should be better soon. Here's hoping, pals. But then it's also weirdly given me this kind of side effect on my leg. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but I've got like red blobs on my leg. Anyone else who gets migraine injections got some red blobs on their leg after their first injection? Did it go away? It's kind of spread since when I woke up this morning, which is interesting. Doesn't itch or anything though. Oh well, I'll keep you updated. If I'm entirely red and blotchy, the next time you see me, you'll know why. Although, you know what, if I'm migraine free but red and blotchy, I think I'll be okay. I'd be quite happy with that. Full on red and blotchy but no migraines. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that actually. Yeah, I'll take it. Very happy. Right. Well done. Congratulations. You've made it to the end of the video. Props to you. Where am I going with that? It's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed finding out what I've been up to this month. Kind of. Yes. Sort of. This is yes. What I've been up to this month. Yes. That's what I was doing. Right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed finding out what I've been up to this month. Let me know in the comments below what you have been up to this month and what some of your favourite things have been. Also let me know what you have on in the month ahead and what you think of that really quite rubbish Target Pride collection. And if you'd like me just to tear apart some other Pride related misery collections, because that was quite poor. They told us it was going to be less than last year, but really that was a poor show. A poor show. If there's anything you really like the look of in this video, then have a look in the description down below, because I've dropped links to everything to make your life easier, so you can just click on them rather than having to work out what on earth I'm talking about and then type it into a search bar, which is annoying, but something I often have to do. And thank you so much, of course, to the members of my Kellgren-Fozard club for supporting this channel and making videos like this possible. You are wonderful. If you would like to become a member of the KF club, then all you have to do is click the join button down below, where you will get access to a monthly behind the scenes video, my entire back catalogue of monthly vlogs, yay, so you can enjoy them to your heart's content. And a downloadable welcome bundle, and you get my little face after your name in the comment section, and a birthday shout out in your birthday month. And of course, for anyone new who hasn't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I shall see you in the next video.
Happy Pride Month!
Yay!
Or we should say like, hope you had a happy Pride Month.
It's never the end of Pride, darling. It's never the end.
I think it's a bit dodgy because I get back in your hole and then you like push me down.
No!